Alrighty guys, welcome back to the farm. We got Grandpa here, we've got the house, and we've got the rebuild. Yeah, we rebuilt. But anyways, let me show you around before we get to work, because we've got a lot of work that we need to do on the farm here. Alright, so we got everything kind of put back to where it's supposed to be. I do have a brand new Ram truck since the last time we have stepped onto the farm. We also have $323,000. Is that the correct amount? Let me see. What did the finances say we actually have here? These should be much different. Oh yeah, $490,000 we have in a loan. But a lot of that money is probably going to disappear here quite quickly. As you might imagine. We do have this lovely shed here that Grandpa's able to use, and he uses it for his side hustle of furniture. Yes, he's actually finally gotten to work with the furniture as we got this shed kind of re-put together. So he actually is doing a little bit of work around the place, which is nice, and it helps him to stay close to the farm, which is good. So that works out really, really good. And then we come over here, and I have some fast legs. Look at that. Wow. I need to fix that too. When you haven't been in the game for a while and you've been running around like a nut because you're trying to fix everything that was destroyed, let's just say it takes a while. Also, look at the beautiful threads on my shirt. I have not noticed that. Look at that. There are threads in my shirt. That is really cool. Anyways, but we have the nice little shop set up right here. You guys can check it out. We got some of Grandpa's furniture here that people can buy if they want some outdoor stuff. We got a few other things, as there are several farmers that actually come over to our little market to sell some of their produce. So not only do we have our greenhouse vegetables, but we also have quite a few other things as well. We also have a new setup parking lot, which was not cheap, thus why we have a loan. Also equipment and whatnot. We have quite a sizable loan. I think I need to update what my loan actually is, because I don't think we have that much money. I will have to double check. Then we also have this nice little stall right here, where these people, when we have our beautiful and very nice market days, which typically happens quite often, people can come by and check out stuff and have a nice little meal right here. So we've got lots of stuff that go on right here on the very edge of the farm, and it's quite profitable actually. So it works out really, really, really good. So definitely enjoy that. So that's kind of what's changed over here. Not much has changed this way though, because we've got ourselves a barn. And you know what? As I'm walking around remembering how much money I have spent, now that is the correct amount of money that we have. Probably a few odd cents here and there, but that's definitely more correct than what we were at. So anyways, let me show you around the place. We do have a fertilizer spreader here. So this thing works really good. Coming to the barn, we have our Kinsey planter. This thing was not cheap at all. We've got ourselves our new forage pickup wagon, which is actually made by John Deere, which is pretty cool. Nice to have that. The termites are kind of getting to the barn, so we're probably going to look at a lot of money to build something else. Yeah, fun. Also, speaking of termites, house ain't doing too good either, so we got to work on that at some point. We have tried fumigating it, and that kind of helped, but yeah, not super well. Now, we have just gotten all of our greenhouses resituated, which was a pretty penny because we did have to pay some people to come and help us out. But all of these are set up, so I got to go through and get these all started. But luckily, all that is required is us to plant the initial seeds, and then water is ready to go, so I got to go through that. We've got our nice new American shed right here by the road, which is really, really cool. I like that. Got our lights on there to make sure it lights up. Inside the shed, we've got, what have we got in here? Got our two older John Deere tractors parked inside of that. So that's working, because as I said, that's going to have to go at some point. Luckily, we do have our cell tower, which is still bringing us in a fair amount of money per month, but yeah, we don't want to depend on that too much. We do have our silo here that allows us to get some of our basic seeds and other things that we need, which works really good. Also got our little fuel tank here, which I need to make sure this is filled up. Ouch. Yeah, that wasn't filled up. Ooh, money. Then inside of here, of course, we've got our brand new 8R, followed by our beautiful combine There isn't anything over here. We also got this newer tractor over here. Then we got the 8400. Good looking tractor, I like that. But that's one of our newest ones. And then this 8R. Expensive. Very, very expensive. But we do have our John Deere tractor in here ready to go. And we got all of our other implements from K-Brand in here as well, which works out really good. But nice shed. This thing works out really, really good. Let me stroll on out of here. I don't remember if we have anything in the work bay, because we do have a work bay down. Why is the... Anybody in here? Better not be anybody in here. Let's see. Both doors are open. Good night. Where's the... Here it is. I didn't need the door open, so we'll close that up. But yeah, so we got that feature all right there, which works really good. Then we go running over across the street. Like literally, we are going to run across the street right over here. So with some help from some of the other local farmers, I now own and have basically a co-op. I do not register on this scale. That's a good thing. Anyways, but we now have our own silo system with a grain dryer, mostly for corn, and we have our main grain silo system right here, all able to hold a lot of corn and a lot of wheat. I'm not sure why I said corn. Wheat. That's mostly what we do here. And over here, well, let's take a look at the map. So taking a look at the map, we now own fields 2 through 9. Where's field 1? That's actually... Oh, this is field 1. Well, anyways, fields through that is all we else. Taking a look through that, we got everything in wheat form. That's what's going on. Taking a look at precision farming here. We've got our main soil types. Not too bad, all things considered. Looking at our pH levels. All the pH levels actually pretty good. Ain't so good on nitrogen, so we're going to have to work on that for the next season. Yield pretty good, and seed rates, well, we didn't get a good seed rate monitor on the tractors until that, so I'm not doing pretty good. There's field 10. We might have to buy that at some point, but definitely not right now. Anyways, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to get all my greenhouses working properly and make sure they're distributing and all that back to the shop, which will be good. But then also, we've got to get to work on wheat harvest, because wheat harvest is ready to go. Oh yeah. Yield numbers aren't super good, but we should be able to work on that a little bit. And of course, then we've got our beautiful tower system here. They actually put in a radio tower and a cell tower right next to each other. And we also got a little solar panels there to help make sure they have power. So, nice little facility there that we're leasing the land out of and get a nice pretty penny from. I like pretty pennies. It helps me buy stuff. Anyways. And then also, for those of you who know that I had to totally rebuild this, yeah, we gotta rework combining the fields, because the fields kind of split apart again because of, obviously, game save issues. But without further ado, let's go get our greenhouses working properly. Once we get that taken care of, we can then proceed with everything else, but mostly we gotta get our greenhouses working today and then start some wheat harvest, because that's what I want to do. I don't remember, who did I have work here last time? I don't remember who that was. But we're going to have somebody come over. We might get Grandpa to work, but I'm not sure if he's doing furniture today or something else. So we'll figure it out. Also, we got some new Hercules tires on his rims. And let me tell you, those look good. Look at those rims. But those are some good off-terrain Hercules tires. Those things look good. Alrighty. You know what's next up. I never realized you could do this with greenhouses. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. That's all running at the same time. That is so cool. That is so cool. Alrighty, guys. So now that we've got all of that working and everything is now producing majorly, we can also up it with some fertilizer if we want to. Maybe get production up to 125%. Tee-hee. But anyways, we've got stuff running around now, so that's good. So, alrighty. Let's get ourselves rolling here. So we've got our main fields of wheat white here. We're going to wait to do those. We've got a big wheat field over there. We're going to focus on our wheat fields over here. because that will get things moving along for us pretty good here, all things considered. So let me get this door open. We're going to get our 8R moved. Actually, we don't need to move that just yet. I also need to do a tractor sale at some point because I have too many tractors. Too many auctions. Too many farm auctions. Not a good idea. We need to get this guy running, though. Let's get back to work. So let's see. We need to get our header hooked up here. We need to then grab our 8400. We're not getting this through this opening here, so we gotta lean up, get that all nice and attached. There we go. Go ahead and start doing the unfold process, because that takes a little bit with this particular combine. There we go. And let's roll our way down here. Yeah, this will work out perfect. I forgot which entrance works best for this, and this one will work just fine for me. Got a little bit of grass that hasn't grown in. That's okay. So we can kind of ease our way through here without too much issue. Perfect! Now the question is, will this fit next to the trees? Oop, there's a fence right there. I forgot about that. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Yep, there's a fence and a tree in the way. Hold on. Nothing like removable fence. Absolutely love it. Alright, let's see. Should be able to get myself out of here. Tree. With the tree. That tree is really, really close to the road there. Might have to work on that. We're going to take out the stop sign, but that's okay. We could have rolled a thing technically. Ooh, actually, we're going to just miss the stop sign, which is sweet. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so now that we've gotten over here, let's put our flashy lights on and stop for a second. We got a road down that way that we can use. We do have some weeds in this field. It was previously owned by somebody else. Let's see here. Let's get our harvester lowered and started. And we are wheat harvesting. Very, very good. And we're also going to get our monitor as well. Yellow for the most part, so not wonderful, not bad. Alrighty, not too bad. So we'll go ahead and get this field done just because that way it's finished and I can drive through this a little bit more ease. That way I'm not hitting my crop as I'm trying to avoid people on the road. Go all the way to the edge here, back it up before we hit the trees. We'll probably clear out some of these trees, actually, which would not be a bad idea. So we'll see if Grandpa wants to take over a little bit later when I have to start doing some grain carts. This thing's got realistic capacity on it, so we will fill up eventually. Take a look on the inside. We got our monitor. Yeah, we're rolling pretty good. I like that this header has wheels. That does seem like that would help with support and whatnot. So that does seem like that's a pretty nice feature to have on this, all things considered. Hey, we're rolling pretty good. 11 miles an hour. That is sweet. Plus says turn. There we go. Got some orange in here, so not this field's not going to be super good on the yield, which is what I kind of expected. We're at almost 50% here, though, so we are filling up pretty good, even with low yield numbers. But we'll get our grain cart over here once we get filled up. Ease to the road here. Do a nice little turn. Want to make sure that we're off of the road. I think I still got my flashy lights on, right? Yep, flashies are still flashy. But yeah, we'll get this path right next to the road. Might want to actually move this field a little bit farther from the road just because of how close it is. But seems like we're working so far as long as we don't knock off the county signs. Now let's see, can I get into the field on this road over here? Looks like I can. It'll be a little bit tight, but it is doable. And once I'm down there, oop, missed some spots. Once I get down there, it should work out pretty easy. There shouldn't be any real problems harvesting down there. Should be able to go back and forth pretty easy, so that'll work out good. So we do have to combine those fields at the end of the season, so we got some field work that we got to do here on the farm series. And yes, I probably could have come up with a more creative name than just the farm, but this is the OG farm that I started on in Farm Sim 25, so honestly that name is just kind of stuck for me, all things considered. Just kind of how it works here. So we're gonna get ourselves a nice little slot of wheat here done. Yeah, we've definitely got some bad yield numbers, so we're gonna have to work on that for sure. Had some weeds, unfortunately, as well that popped up, so that's not helping us out. Let's see, I gotta remember how to get my pipe out. And there he is. Get the pipe already started out, so we'll get this taken care of. Spun around, and we'll go grab our cart. As we'll be pretty close to full here. There we go. And spin around. Yeah, we need to move out some of those trees, because if I had to spin around any further out, I'd probably be hitting those trees there. So if we can get a higher yield... Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, if we can get a higher yield, that would probably help out with having lesser trees too. So, alrighty, there we go. Also, I forgot to do straw swath. Please hold. Alright, straw swath is finally enabled. I can actually turn this off here. There we go. And now we run. Alright, 8400. And also, my favorite grain cart that I've been using is this Rhino. What is it called? Rhino... I think it might have the brand right there. Let's see here. Zoom in. Rhino Agro. Rhino Agro. Yeah, that. Anyways, my favorite, honestly, of the brands for sure. I'm not totally sure why. I just think it's the Rhino logo is really, really cool. But yeah, definitely my favorite right now. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Enough space for 2 tractors to be able to get in and out of that entrance. So, I had a lot of fun rebuilding this farm from scratch. It was a lot of fun. Wish I didn't have to do that though, but as you know, SSDs decided to get itself destroyed because of the Windows update, and all the game save stuff and mods decided to disappear with it. So, thus, we had to rebuild. But, luckily this one's a little bit easier because I did keep it pretty similar, all things considered, to the original build that Giants had anyways, so that worked out pretty good. So, alright, we will leave the tractor right there actually. Let me see how much this is filling up. Alright, yeah, we shouldn't fill it up, I don't think, unless we have some really big green. And I think, oh yeah, there you go. So there's this new, I forget when this happened, but there's an extension so you can actually see what's going into your grain cart, and that is like super helpful to be able to see how much you're filling that up. I really do like that. So I'm not sure if that's part of what necessarily it's part of. I can turn up my flashing lights off, that would be good. But yeah, I don't remember for sure if it is what exactly it's from there. There we go, get my pipe in. But yeah, I've totally forgot about my stinking straw swaths, so that's going to lose me money, because I will come back through and I will get that straw, because straw is money. So it doesn't matter, it is money, and I will be coming back to grab that, because we got to get money. So at $62,000 now, we had to fill up our diesel tank there at the farm. We also are going to have to look at a new shed slash house at some point, because we do have termites, and that is not going to be good. So unfortunately, that is an expense that we do have to take care of. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, having a straw swap, I don't know what ding dong in my brain said, yeah, forget about the straw swap, but that's what we need. We need the straw. We need the straw. Luckily, we got some now, so that's good. So we will get the straw taken care of once we get all of harvest done. So that'll be the last thing. But yeah, you can see we are not having a good yield whatsoever. Look at that. That is not good numbers. Not good numbers at all. So we have got to come through, I think it's nitrogen that we're low on. I think that's the number that we're low on, is nitrogen. So we've got to work on that. And probably wouldn't hurt to do some more fertilizing as well. But yeah, we'll get that done once we get the fields combined. So that'll be fun. Also, we do have the new update for Farmhand coming up, Highland Cows. So I'm not totally sure how that works. If you obviously get that expansion and you get the new map, obviously, so that'd be kind of cool. But what I don't necessarily know is, do you have to have a new game save to be able to get the Highland Cows into the new maps? That's what I'm not totally sure about, and I totally missed some wheat right there, so let me back up and grab that little tiny piece. Not super important, but I want to get all the wheat that I can. So not totally sure if that will require a brand new game save, which could ruin everything, or if I can implement that into a game save or not. But that would be kind of interesting. Also, guys, let me know, what is your favorite style of equipment? Do you kind of like to do you like to run all the same brand of equipment, or do you like to mix and match? I kind of have to mix and match because I like running Kubota tractors. That's just my favorite. Obviously, to get a bigger tractor, I kind of have to run some more. This particular game, I decided to go with John Deere just because. Why not? I don't think the Kubotas necessarily had released yet, so I just went, let's just go with a John Deere farm for this particular one. Totally missing some wheat here as I'm thinking about that. But, yeah, that's just what I decided to kind of go with, is more John Deere. But yeah, let me know. Do you like to mix and match a little bit? Are you Case? Are you New Holland? I haven't seen too many people run New Holland, honestly, in the farms and stuff. I've seen either John Deere, Case, and even some Claas, I think, as well. Alright, turn that off, and let's go get the grain wagon. But yeah, I haven't seen that many people really do as much mixing and matching. There's a little bit of mixing and matching. Like, I have not seen anyone really run Massey Ferguson. Like, I think we had a Massey Ferguson at the start of this game. I don't remember for sure. I have to go back and watch that. By the way, I have a supercut. Several supercuts of the first several episodes of the Farm series, if you want to check that out. Helps out with watch time and everything on the channel, so appreciate that. Eee, the wide tires. There we go. I don't know if this will fill this up all the way this time or not. Let's double check here. I think it was at 40%. Yeah, we're not going to fill it up. Good. Back it up here and fill from the back a little bit. Yeah, so anyways, let me know. What kind of farm do you like to run? All the same brand, or you like to change it up? Let me know. Anyways, we will get this field taken care of. We will dump our wheat into the grain dryer, and I gotta double check, make sure that is gonna run. But that is our plan to start that process as we get harvest going here. I don't remember if we have to have like a fuel or something. I know we're running electricity either way. But I don't remember if we have like natural gas or something that we have to go get to run that. So I will have to double check and make sure that we have everything we need to do our wheat drying. So that will be good. And obviously we can wait and sell that for a decent profit, which I will also have to now double check because I don't remember how much that profit is. But I know that it's a lot more than just selling wheat by itself. I know that for sure. So we definitely got to double check those prices. Alright, whip it around here. We can grab ourselves this little patch. And there we go. We've got a good amount of straw out here in the field. As I said, straw. It doesn't bring in a whole lot of money, but it does bring in some. So it's like you might as well pack it up and save it. Ain't no reason why not to. Alrighty. Turn that off. Lift my header. Get the pipe out. There we go. Backing on up to the trailer, and we should be able to get all of this into this trailer, I'm pretty sure here. Yeah, we should be able to. Sweet. Load that onto the ground there. Turn the combine off right now. Let's go ahead and go dump and make sure our drying system is going to work, which it should, but might as well double check. Alrighty guys, I do have plans for more series. We just had obviously issues and whatnot with having to rebuild everything, so it's just taking me a little while to get back into the groove of things. Illusion Ranch, we got that continuing on. Bear Creek Outdoor, I gotta kind of unscramble my brain, figure out what was the next content that I kind of wanted to do with Bear Creek. Have some fun with that. GMG Truck Shop, I have to totally rebuild. and figure out where I want to rebuild that at. So we will take care of that in the future. So obviously, I don't necessarily have to go over this because I know all that's mine, but we can always double check. There's our weight, not too bad. But if I wanted to, we could always just skip that. Alright, let's double check here at the grain dryer. Get ourselves rolled over here. And there we are. Alright, I gotta go into here and double check what we've got going on, and this should be pretty, hopefully, self-explanatory. I got the grain dryer set up here, get the wheat productivity. We're going to go ahead and up how much we want this to get done. We get a maximum of what incoming materials. We have a maximum of 1,450,000, and outgoing products we have a maximum of 150,000 liters is what we got going on there. So go ahead and we're going to keep storing that. So let's activate. So there it is, waiting for materials. Very good, I can supply those. And here we go. Also, that auger is going to be in a bad place, isn't it? Oh yeah, that auger's in a real bad place. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yep. Yeah, just look away for right now. We got issues. I did not think about that. That's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Oh dear. Alright, why that tries to not break the game there. Taking a look at what we've got going on here. Yep, we have our 32,000 or so liters of wheat, and you can see what we got going on with the dry wheat, which is nice. And yeah, just don't pay attention to what's going on over there. That looks like that. Oh yeah, everything's levitating. That's gonna be fun. Let's go to a menu. Alright, ignoring the catastrophe that is unfolding before our eyes, let's go to finances here, and what I want to see is prices. So we obviously have our price of wheat right here. So if we were to sell just wheat, we're looking at a maximum of 734 in January. So that's what's going on with that. Now if we scroll on down here to our dry wheat, as soon as I can find him, there he is. Dry wheat is number 1 or number 2. I think it's this one. We can get a maximum of 1,436 come January. Huge difference. Alright, let's see if we can drive this monstrosity out of this predicament in which we find, and remind me to come in from the other way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hopefully have more content for you coming soon. But anyways, that is it for us. See you guys here next time. Bye-bye.